Hey guys, it is Jennifer looking pretty bare-faced. So I'm really excited about this video. It's gonna be a long one, so settle in. I've got a tea, so grab a tea, a coffee, or whatever, and let's jump right in. So essentially, this is going to be a testing out the Hindash palette that I got in my lucky bag. And giving you my first impressions of this. Now, I know this has been done out there a million times, but it's also been done by a lot of people who are a lot more professional. So I don't know, like I'm excited as a layman to try this out and to give you what my thoughts are, especially because I have never used anything quite like this. So I thought it would be interesting to do it with you guys for the first time and see what we got. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my liquid products on, which is my foundation and my concealer, and then we will jump right in and start setting. I am not using my green screen today because I just wanted to, you know, focus on the products. But in case you're wondering what I'm using to get started, so this is the AHC Essential Real Eye Cream for Face. I'm using this today to give me a little bit moisture. It's winter. I got a space heater on in here. It's cold. Then I'm using the LYS Triple Fix Serum Foundation. This is new to me, and I have used it, I don't know, maybe like 6 times. And I really do like it. It's not great for dry skin. So in the winter, it's kind of, but I'm moisturizing heavy underneath. The thing that I really like about it, though, is, I don't know, I think it has like a really pretty finish. So I'm actually going to the movies today and going out to dinner. So I kind of want a little bit more than just my tinted moisturizer. Although my tinted moisturizer that I'm using currently is pretty full coverage, I just wanted to go with a classic foundation. And for concealer, I am using a combo of the Anastasia Magic Touch Concealer and the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is also new to me, and I'm going to be honest, just in case you're curious. So I got this free from Influencer for review, and I just chose the lightest color because normally that's the way to go for me. This is so light that it's insane. It is too light for me to a point where I really don't enjoy using it. It is almost like white. This is light because they were out of fair, and I find this to be just a smidgen too dark, but I was scared of the fair because of how light the other one was. So you can get an idea here. So I would prefer a lighter color than this, honestly, but right now I'm mixing them until I kind of get used to the formula. So for me, that's good enough for now. So let me go ahead and put all of that stuff on, and I will be back with you to say. Okay, so I'm concealed and ready to go. I did a little bit of spot concealing, etc. So let's go ahead and test this. I am super excited. So I need to set my eyes because they're getting a little bit crazy. So I think I'm just kind of looking at the different colors of powder in here to see what I want to set my eyes with. I just honestly go for this white powder. I like my eyes to be pretty bright, so let's go for it. Ooh, I'm excited to dip into this. Ooh. Okay. I see you. That looks pretty good, actually. So we'll find out when it starts to crease, because inevitably it will. My eyes always crease. So do my smile lines. It's just part of it. But I think that looks pretty decent. I didn't get the greatest night's sleep last night, and you can definitely tell by the bags under my eyes. Okay, so I think that looks honestly pretty good. So I'm gonna do some powdering on the rest of my face. I feel like that is going to be too dark for honestly a whole lot for me, except for like transition-y shade. I'm talking about this color right here. So let's go ahead, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this side of, I guess it's called wet. I'm still getting used to like these gradients. So I'm gonna go in with wet and just start to powder some things, get some things set down. Normally I would always do my eyeshadow first. I think it's interesting that I didn't go that route today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I'm just doing an all matte look, so I'm less worried about the shimmer, or I don't know what was in my thought process, but I normally do my eyes first, but that's okay. I'm up for laying down a good face first today. I mean, this is setting. It looks nice, honestly. I kind of like that color for like setting everything but the eyes, because it looks nice. I'm surprised. You're probably not going to be able to see what my pores look like, but they look pretty good, honestly. I mean, that is diffusing and making my pores look pretty good, so I'm shook. Okay, so I'm going to powder everything else. I think I'm going to, now see, this is a big powder brush, and these are little pans, so this is something, I guess, to keep in mind. So I'm going to go back into lines, which is the really, really white one. And then, as soon as I have some of that on this brush, I'm gonna go back into wet and just kind of do a little mixing there, just to get everywhere else. Huh. It looks pretty good. I kind of wish that the light side was always on the same side as the light side. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but it is more yellow here than here. I kind of wish the light sides were side by side so that I could just go like that. But that is literally just a preference thing. Believe me when I say I understand that Hindash is the professional, not me. Oh, I found a little spot that I want to conceal before I lay too much powder down. It's masks. Definitely wearing the masks gets to your skin eventually. Okay, so I think that looks really nice. I probably wouldn't do that again, just because I feel like it was a bit of a hassle using a big brush, and I like to use a big brush on my powder. So I don't know that that's better than like my normal powder that I'm using, but it's fine. And if you're only traveling with one palette, it's quite convenient. I'm gonna go back in with my eyes again because they're already creasing. You can see right here, already creasing. So as a powder, this may not be the world's best anti-creasing powder. I mean, it's a face palette, you know, but it's also just pigments that can be used for multi-purposes, so I'm not sure it's necessarily meant for that, so it may not work as perfectly as something that is designed for that. Looking, there is actually, you know what, I'm actually going to contour, which I don't do often, but I think there's this beautiful contour shade. I'm just going to swatch really quickly to see the 3 colors that could potentially make up a bronzer. So I think, yeah, like I think this is way too light for me. But maybe if I mix it with this, so this is Feel and Tan. I'm gonna try to mix those two and see if I can come up with something. But I'm gonna do just a tiny bit of bronzing contour, because why not? Let's test it out while we've got it. I mean, you know, I do have a date, but that's okay. My husband knows what I look like. All right, so I'm going to go into Real, which is this cool toned gray beigey color, and I'm going to try to contour with that. We're going to see what happens. pretty good, actually. I think that looks pretty nice. It's diffused nicely, it's blending out nicely, it's added some good shadow and dimension. Even on my fair skin, I think I can get away with that. So let's, I don't really contour around my forehead much, you'll see, just because I like bronzer better concentrated in that area. Just trying to see if I had anything to contour my nose with that would not make it terrible. Let's try this. I usually use this for concealer, but we're just trying things. I mean, you know, worst case scenario, I could wash my makeup off. Although I have to say, I don't really have time to do that. So I'm going to try to not make a mess here. Okay. Honestly, as a contour, I think that works really, really well. Let me just do a little bit more on my nostrils. Okay. Yeah, like, I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna mix those two, feel and tan, and see how it goes. Because I'm pretty fair skinned, so we don't want to go too ham here. I think that's pretty good. I think that's really good, actually. Cool. Just gonna use my viewfinder for a second. It's hard to hold that down and bronze at the same time. I'm trying to be cognizant to hold the mirror out of the line sight so that you guys can not have a blocked view, but I'm struggling. I've got a tiny little breakout here again. It's from masks. I may actually conceal it just a bit more. Just a little bit. Alright, so powder that up a bit. Alright. I always do bring my bronzer a little bit down my neck. Just a tiny bit. So I think, honestly, I'm pretty pleased with how that's turned out. It's natural. I could probably go a bit darker and it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it's winter. Like, I don't really need to be all that sun-kissed. But that's good to know that this is the thing about the ombre palette. I can go a bit darker in summer. So that is a very, very nice thing. So, all right, let's blush. I am going to mix, I think, Boy and Wonder. One is basically your rosy pink and one is your coral, which I love because those are your two basic, your peachy coral and your pinky pinks. Those are your two basic things. Let me deepen that swatch a bit more. But those are your two basic colors that you need. So I think I'm just going to do a little mix and see what happens. Might make this beautiful new creation. I don't know. It is very pretty, and also I went a bit too much, but I don't care. I really love blush. because on my fair skin, I've got to have some color of some kind. So the thing is about bronzer, like, yeah, I like bronzer, but I never bronze. Like, I might tan a little bit in the summer, but like not a lot. So I don't mind actually relying more on blush than bronzer to give me a little bit of color, because I am someone who blushes quite easily, but I am not someone who tans quite easily. So it seems a little bit more in line with my natural state of things. All right, so I did bring it down with the powder brush just a little bit, but honestly, I think it's very pretty. I might actually go in just a little bit more with just the Wonder side to add a little bit more pinkness. This is very pigmented, so I can tell you that you could mess up very easily. And so you do want to be a bit cognizant of that. I love that it is not disturbing my foundation in any sort of way. I am pleasantly surprised by that, because that's not easy to do. So I'm really surprised by that, actually. All right, I'm happy with that. So let's do a little bit of highlight, which is not included in an all matte palette. So I just pulled out my Rodeo Drive Ofra highlighter. Just heard my heater kick on, by the way. I definitely have a heater on right now because it's so cold. It was like 18 degrees this morning, so yeah, that's too cold. I am really, really loving this e.l.f. fan brush that I got in my brush kit that I talked about in my Black Friday haul. I mean, I'm really loving it. All right, so that looks good. All right, so let's move on. So I'm going to use for eyebrows, my eyebrows are very, very cool toned. So we want to be careful here because that is gray. That is brown, but it's obviously warmer and lighter than my brows. I don't know that I'm going to make this work for brows. I'm not sure. And then we have black, which is obviously way too dark. So, I'm going to have to maybe be a bit creative here. I don't know. I may not be able to work this for brows. So what I'm going to do, what happens if I mix this Real and Feel? Real and Feel, it turns into like this brown, cool toned. It is more cool toned when you mix them, but it's still way too light for my brows. So, what happens if I mix Feel, which is this brown, and Fatum, which is this black, slightly. Let's see. That is still too light, in my opinion. Gosh, my hands are gonna look like they're all bruised up. All right, so I don't know, guys. This may be a fail for brows. We will see. I'm gonna brush through real quick. Everything's looking a bit of a mess right now. My under eyes are definitely creasing, so keep in mind if you use this for a powder under eyes, there can be some creasing. Like I said, I probably wouldn't use this for under eye powder again. So I'm going to go in with Fatum because I think I need the black base. I really do. And then I'm going to go on top of that with Feel. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Okay, that is definitely too warm for my brows. So I'm going to go in with Real on top of it. Like, let's just layer all the colors. I think that helps cool it down a little bit. So maybe that is our plan. Go in with Fatum, Feel, go back in with Real after we do that. I mean, it looks all right. It's not as good, you know, as my normal, but I'm not super mad at it. Let me brush it through and see how that looks. It looks all right. So keep in mind that I've got some weird brows, honestly. Like, they're very dark and they're very cool toned. So if you have a normal brow color, this may work perfectly for you. So just keep that in mind. And I mean, it's quite a, I don't know that it's darker necessarily. It looks a bit darker, but I don't know that it's super dark. My eyebrows are dark. I mean, they're like black brown. That may be a bit dark. That may be a bit dark. I don't know. And brush that through a bit. I don't know. It looks darker in the camera than it does in real life, which I think is interesting. In real life, it doesn't look so bad. And I am going in with that Fatum, so I mean it's a bit black, but I don't know, it doesn't look that bad for me. I know you can't see hardly anything, but so you can see up here at the top where I just went in with some more of that brown, and it's definitely too light and too warm. It's not the right color for me. So the black is too dark, the brown, I just don't think it's a perfect eyebrow match for me, which is fine, because I like the eyebrow products that I use, but I think it would do in a pinch. I don't know. I'm not convinced about that one. Okay, but we're gonna carry on. We're going to move on now. Okay, so I am done messing with them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and prime our eyelids. I brought in my Urban Decay Primer Potion. I also have my Sephora Pro Brush 71, which I saw Taylor Wynn suggest this on her Instagram stories for eyebrow or eyelid primer, and it's been fantastic. So definitely appreciate her recommendation for that. I have very, very, very oily lids. I think moisturizing my eyelids in the morning doesn't help, but I always do because I like to think of taking care of my eyelid skin, including putting some moisturizer on it. So we are going to prime up because I have to have primer. It's just a have to. If I do not use eyeshadow primer, my eyeshadow does not last no time. I mean, it creases. Love my use of double negatives, but anyway, it creases easy, easy, easy. So we are going to prime up. Voila! Okay, so I'm excited about using this for eyeshadow more than anything. I will say I'm impressed by the contour, I'm impressed by the bronzer, I'm impressed by it. So we're going to just create a very natural look today and see how we do. I am going to I brought my color switch, but I didn't. I'm just gonna do something very natural. Do I want to use the red? I haven't used the red for anything. Is this red? It's actually a brown. I just realized this is another brown. I thought it was red, so I probably could have used that in my brows. No, that's way too warm. Way, way, way too warm. But I'm not gonna mix that. Wonder if I mix that brown and red. Yeah. Brown, I keep calling it red, but that brown and okay. Intra and Fatum, which is a brown, not a red, probably would have been better for my eyebrows. So, but this is my first time using it, so you live, you learn. Okay, so I'm taking my Blend Bunny Cosmetics B1 brush, and like I say, I want something pretty natural today, a very neutral look. So I'm gonna go into, oh, I do have the reds. This is why I keep saying reds, because I do actually have reds. I'm going into Intro, which is that dark brown, and I'm gonna go ahead and start building up the outer corner. Just want something very natural. So I actually got for Christmas, my husband for Christmas, the Couples Adventure book. If you're not familiar with that, look into it, it's really cool. And each weekend we have like another date assignment. So it's been really fun to do together. And this weekend we are recreating my parents' first date. So they went for pepperoni pizza and then they went and saw a movie. I'm just gonna buff this out with a Refer 16. The other thing is that you have to dress like them. So I ordered like a 70s type blouse that looked like one that my mom had in a picture of her, and my husband cut a shirt, a plaid button-up shirt that my dad kind of had on in the 70s. So so that's exciting. Like, we are kind of excited about that. So I do want something very natural, because I can't imagine in the 70s that my mom was like wearing a bunch of blue eyeshadow or red or anything like that. She doesn't now, so I can't imagine that she would have then. People tend to get more conservative as they age as far as makeup looks and stuff like that. I don't think that's true of me necessarily, but people tend to on average. So I can't imagine that she was wearing red. It just doesn't sound like something she would do. Got a little bit of that on my eyelid. That out a bit. I like to save a lot of the blending for the end, because if not, I just spend way too much time trying to perfect everything in the beginning, and it takes forever. So I'll probably, this is blending out like super nice. Just so you know, like, it is taking no time at all to blend this. I am really impressed so far with these as shadows. Also, this ring light that I have is literally the only light I have in this room. It's pretty dark, so what I see on screen is what I got. Okay, I love these Blend Bunny brushes. They're small. They allow you to really work on detail. They're really good. All right, let's move on. Okay, then I'm going to take another Blend Bunny. This is B5, and this is the white one. So they're ordered in using from lightest to darkest, which I think is brilliant. So I'm going to go into Feel right here, this brown. I've used almost every color in here except the reds. I mean, they're cool that they're there if you want a red eye look, but I have not used them today. Of course, I think you can use them on your lips as well. I don't plan on wearing red lipstick either, because I don't imagine that my mom would have done that either in the 70s, so. Wow, these blend out really, really, really nice. They really do. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take tan right here and put that everywhere else. Using a Farrah, doesn't have a number. Oh, number 6 short shading. Every once in a while, I really do enjoy an all matte look. I mean, I'm all about the shimmer and the glitters, but every once in a while, it's just nice, you know? Feels very low maintenance and easy. I'm going to take, do I want to use paint? Yeah, I think I am going to take paint and just put above the brow. Above the brow. Above the eyelid, in between eyelid and brow. This may be a mistake. Is it a mistake? No, it's alright. It's got kind of a tannish sort of color there, so I think it's okay. I don't want stark white there, but I do like to brighten up that area a bit. Plus, it feels so naked if I put color everywhere else and I just have like this very big blind spot. Alright, so let's work on the lower line a little bit. I'm taking a Blend Bunny B2, and I'm going to go back into Intra, and I am going to lower lash line. Now, my mom is not a big eyeliner wearer, neither am I. We both have hooded eyes, so I will not be doing a wing or anything like that today, because I just don't think that's genuine to what she would have wore, and it's definitely not genuine to what I would wear. I'm not a big wing person on my hooded eyes. It's just, it's so hard to do, and it's so easy to mess up, and it's just a hassle. And also, more importantly than all of that, I think it makes my eyes look smaller, and I kind of like my ridiculously large big eyes, so I don't ever do a wing unless it's like a little black dress night and you really want to look a sultry look. That's when I do it. All right, looking good so far. And then I want to take some white and just lighten up everything a bit. So I'm gonna take a Blend Bunny B3. I'm loving these Blend Bunny brushes. I cannot begin to tell you. So this is this one, B3, very small, detail, nice. And I'm going into lines, which is this white. And I'm going to just lighten this up a bit right here. Blend that into the crease shade. Oh yeah, that's exactly what this look needed. Yes, love that. And I'm gonna come on down, whoop, into the bottom lash line in the corner, brighten all that up a bit. But again, I'm going for an all matte look, so that is excellent. Excellent, excellent. Guys, I love this palette so far. Like, it is allowing me to do a lot of very versatile things. Very versatile things. It's a versatile palette. This is the first, is this the first time I've ever done like a chatty get ready with me? Maybe. And I am just talking nonsense. Alright, so let me blend that up into that just a bit. Yeah, I've been loving this lately. Just taking a lighter color and blending there so that you kind of have this like gradient that builds up. You can see what I mean? Like, I really like that. Which is great because it's another use for this white since it didn't do the greatest under my eyes. Which is fine because, again, it's pressed pigment palette. It's not necessarily meant to be an under eye creaser. So I really like that a lot. I think it's looking really good. Let me put, this is by Sormay. It's a brow lift, brow highlighting pencil, but I like it in the waterline. That's how I've been using it. Just to open the eyes a bit more. Again, I think my mom's makeup would have been incredibly natural. It's not front facing the picture. It's from the side that I have. And it's not from their first date, but it's around that same year. So I wanted to make sure that I was true to that. But that just widens everything a bit more, makes everything a bit brighter. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is put my mascara on off screen because I don't want you guys to see the mascara that I'm testing. So let me set with some Max Fizz Plus and some mascara and I'll be right back. Alright, so I put some mascara on and I'm going to finish with this Wayne Goss gloss in hibiscus that I got from my Lucky Bag also. I'm loving this gloss. I find that it lasts a long time. It's really hydrating. It's really shimmery and pretty and it stays on for, I think I said that. It lasts a really long time. It stays on forever. At least a couple hours. Like, it's really good. Alright. So here is the final look with the Hindash palette. I'm going to zoom in so you can see everything properly. Still a little bit shiny on my forehead. That is that LYS foundation. It gives you a really nice finish, but sometimes I find it's a little bit too much. So as you can see, like, I think my eyebrows actually turned out okay. I don't prefer it. It looks a little bit warm there in the corner. I mean, I would prefer like my regular old routine. You know what I mean? Like, this is not going to replace that, but I still feel that it's good enough. Good enough to get by. A little freckle if you ever wonder why my eyebrows are not symmetrical in shape. Because I have a little Angelina freckle there and I'm okay with it. So here is, I don't want to close my eyes because I don't want to get my mascara everywhere. So here is the final eye look. And that looks pretty patchy on camera, but in real life it does not. So I'm not sure. Oh, it's just because I got some texture there. It's the reason. It's because I have some texture there and it's making it look a little bit patchy, but it's just texture. But anyway, so I'm not going to super obsess about that. But this is the final eye look. I really do like it a lot. As you can see, blush, bronzer, contour, all the things. So let me zoom out and give you my final thoughts. Alright, so first impressions, Hindash palette. I am super impressed. I think as a blush, as a bronzer, as a contour, it's really nice. And I'm just actually, again, what you see on camera is what I see on camera. Plus this mirror. Like, I don't have a ton to reflect black to, but I'm just going to blend up my bronzer just a bit more on my forehead. I need to next time to bring me a bigger mirror because while this is a nice size mirror, it's not as wide as I would like it to be and it doesn't capture as much light in this dark room that I'm in. But I think everything looks pretty good. I'm really impressed with the bronzing, the contour, and the blush. The blush is beautiful. It's really, really pretty. I'm really happy with it. And I think as an eyeshadow, this performs amazing. Everything looks natural. For an all matte look, I think that it's very pretty, and these colors were super easy to blend out. I'm really curious now, like I really want to go in with like the pinks and the reds and just try like all of these gradients and see like how they look. But I think for an all neutral look, I think, my personal opinion, I think it turned out pretty good. Things just blend effortlessly here, and it's really fun and nice to play with. So I think the only thing that I didn't love so much is the setting powder under the eyes. I'm not surprised. Again, it's not made for that, so that is a pass. I will say it set pretty well on my smile lines and my nose. My nose actually looks really good. So I think it does better as powder in some places than others. But overall, I'm really excited to have this palette. I'm really excited to keep playing with it. But my first impressions, strong. And you will see this look again because I'm getting ready to film some more videos. So there you go. That's it for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking. If you've had a chance to use this palette, you know, what your thoughts are. Let's have a conversation about it because I love talking makeup. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!